musician who has lost his passion for music is transported out of his body and must find his way back with the help of an infant soul learning about himself. Hey guys, and welcome to my new movie review for Disney and Pixar's brand new film that came out this year on Christmas Day 2020, Soul. Now, before I go into my movie review and the synopsis and the character cast and all that sort of stuff and the duration, I just want to let you know about this. Straight off the bat, guys, for anyone who has been following my channel for any period of time, in my movie reviews, I actually don't do spoilers to any degree at all. So you're not going to get any spoilers in this movie review. And the reason why I'm telling you that up front is because, unfortunately, there's a lot of spoilers in this movie, which is really weird if you actually kind of think about it. It's an animated movie. What in an animated movie could possibly be spoilers? It's for kids. It really isn't. This movie is amazing. And I thought to myself as I was watching this movie, how many times can a person in a film get choked up while watching a beautiful film? But Disney actually hasn't gone that route this time, really. This is actually a very, very, very different element film compared to a lot of the other films that they've made in Disney. Obviously, they really like to pull at the heartstrings, and it's funny when you actually think about it, like, why would an animated film pull at your heartstrings? It's an animated film, but hey, they know how to do it, they know what they're doing, and they do it well and perfectly every single time. So without further ado, guys, I just want to say, for those of you who are new to my channel, it is an absolute warm welcome. Thank you so much for being here and clicking on this link. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click that bell for notifications, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this movie review. That way I know that you guys are appreciating my content just as much as I love filming and editing these movie reviews and putting them out for you, because you guys are so worth it. I appreciate your time so much. Now, without further ado, guys, let me get into this movie review. So Soul is rated PG, and the duration of Soul is 1 hour and 40 minutes long. Soul is an animated adventure comedy movie. The director of Soul is Peter Dector and Kemp Powers. Now, normally in my movie review, guys, I like to go really in depth with all the names and the characters of the movies that I like to talk about, but I'm only going to give you 3, and the reason why I'm only going to give you 3 is simply because of the fact of how many spoilers there are in this movie. So I really want to avoid that like the plague, and just let you know the 3 main voices that actually dominate this animated movie called Soul. So we have Jamie Foxx, who voices Joe, Tina Fey, who voices the character 22, and the brilliant, hilarious, and the amazing Graham Norton, who actually voices the voice of Moonwind. So like I said, guys, there's so many spoilers in this. There really is. It's very unfortunate, but there really is. If you don't want to be spoiled, seriously, get Disney Plus. Get Disney Plus if you have the ability to get any streaming service on your mobile phone, on your TV, however it may be, because really, you're going to love this film. I laughed so many times in this film. Now, one of the things that I laughed about so many times in this film, one that stood out to me unbelievably, and this is weird. It's kind of a weird thing to say. It kind of is. But I really felt while watching this film, I thought to myself, I feel like character animation actually brings out more facial expression in an actor, like the character, the animated person that we're seeing on screen, than it actually does in real life, as in a real life person, because they can make the animation elements of the facial expressions of the person that we're watching so much more dominant than a human in real life. But as human in real life, we have the tendency to move so much faster and not really soak in that animated, the way that they do the animated style of really captivating that, the expression. They can sort of linger slightly, like even for microseconds of a time, so that us as an audience member really get to see the funny features behind that. And he's going for the audition. That part's in the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, he's going for the audition, and she says something to Joe, and Joe's facial expression just it just made me laugh so hard, because I thought to myself, how often do you really see that sort of facial expression in an actual live action movie? Like, really? Because we drop that expression so fast. Like, really, like, you know, we'd sit there and go, like, but we don't linger on the, we just, it's a momentary thing. Whereas in this, they really, really play on that. And like I said, there's so many spoilers in this movie, so I'm going to talk just about a lot of the things that I found funny and a lot of things that I found really, really clever. But I'm going to try and avoid everything else like the plague. And like I said, guys, I really hope you get an opportunity yourselves to go and see this, because it is what it is, guys. It's just a beautiful movie, honestly. One of the things I want to talk to you straight off the bat, guys, if you have ever had any alterations done, clothing alterations to any degree, I have a lot of the time because of my frame. I'm a very skinny person, so when I buy stuff, I have to intentionally buy clothing that fit me really well. And when it doesn't, unfortunately, really unfortunately, I have to get it alterated. So in the scene, there's an alterations scene in this movie. In fact, it goes into that place several times throughout the movie. But the first time he goes into it, she's not paying attention, and I've had this done to me. No disrespect anyway to my alterations lady. She's amazing. Sharon, you're amazing. I know you never watch my reviews, but you're amazing. If you ever do watch this review, you're incredible. I love your work. When you're standing there in front of the mirror and you're getting, fitted, right? Sometimes they accidentally pinch you with the pins. That's just what it is, because, the stuff that you're getting done is so close to your skin and they get you. And the lady that's getting her jacket fixed is going, ow, ow, ow. And I'm like, ha ha, I actually know exactly what that feels like. Literally, like I literally knew exactly how that felt. Man, that cracked me up so bad, because I could relate. I could literally relate to that scene, exactly how she was feeling at the time. Man, that was funny. That really, really made me laugh. Again, no spoilers. But I'm going to say, this is how I'm going to verbally express the scene to you. And I'll tell you, I'll call it the light tunnel scene. Okay, the light tunnel scene. That was visually spectacular. Now, the reason why I think it was, for me, visually spectacular, more than what you would probably see on a regular television, is because I actually have a very, very, very good TV. I have a very, very good TV. And the way I saw it in my TV, that scene itself was unbelievably beautiful. I mean, the clarity in it and just the pop behind it was so unbelievably spectacular. I was really taken back. And in the same sequence of that scene, I need to tell you about she doesn't say it in English, which is why you need to read the subtitle down here. You need to read the subtitle. She actually said something as his ghost, like, whatever you want to call it, his orb, whatever you want to call it, he's running away from something, trying to get away from something, and he does something to someone, and she says something like, something to do with my pants. It's something to do with my pants. I won't spoil anything, but the person says something about their pants, or the ghost figure, whatever you want to call it. And it's really, really funny. But if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. Speaking of paying attention, guys, if you're going to watch this film, don't be distracted. This film moves in such a pace. Like I said, it's only an hour and 40 minutes. But there's actually so much to take in this movie. Like, really. There's actually a lot to take in this movie. And it's so funny. Like, seriously. There's so many elements. And it's the overall context of what this movie is about is so much more than what you expect it to be, in the best way possible. Really, it is just so much more than what we expect as an audience member to go in and expect it to be. And really, honestly, it is out of the park amazing. Like, seriously, it is so beautiful, wonderfully, incredibly, unbelievably. It's probably one of the best Pixar films that I've ever seen. I honestly could say that. It really is. Just thinking about it now. Because it's beautiful, it's funny, it's fun, and it's just got such an edified message behind it. Really. And it's incredibly well done like that. Speaking of not missing anything, like I said, this movie has so many really, really small visual elements to it that if you aren't paying attention to it, you're going to miss it and you're going to miss the joke. But there's a scene where they're talking about, and when you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They're talking about what, like, spaced out like fairyland, like in the zone, like in your element, right? And everyone has had that in one part of their life to another. Everyone has had that element of their life. You know, you've gone out to the zone. You know where you're at mentally, and you're just in the zone. You sort of zone out, and you're just in there. And when they're talking about that, they're talking about a specific person, and that person, their ghost element is talking in a second, in another part of the film, and then they actually they get to a shot of where that person actually is, and they accidentally disrupt the zone element. And it's in a tattoo element. As I said, it goes past really, really fast, guys. So if you're not paying attention to it, you're gonna miss it. What the tattoo artist does, burst out laughing. It was so funny because, one, I don't have any tattoos and I never will. But two, tattoos are for life. Like, they're for life. Once you get a tattoo, you've got a tattoo, right? And so when you think about this movie and you see that element of the movie, you could literally think to yourself, oh man, imagine if they actually did that in real life. Do you know what I mean? So it's like doing a drawing with a pen and then just stuffing up. Like, oh man, I can never go back and fix that. But yeah, that element, that cracked me up. So speaking of cracking me up, oh my gosh. So it's a cat and mouse reference. It really, really is. There's a scene in this movie. Again, this isn't spoiling anything, but a mouse is dragging something past a cat, and the cat is holding the same thing in its mouth. And when they walk past each other, the mouse pauses, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but that scene where the mouse pauses in front of the cat, lost it. Hysterically lost it. I laughed out loud so loud. I thought that was so brilliant. And guys, I'm not even going to go into any more of this movie review. I seriously am not going to talk about this movie anymore because the rest of this film is just total spoilers. It is. The rest of this movie is complete and utter total spoilers, and I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do it. Seriously. There's too many spoilers in the rest of this movie for me to go into, guys, so I'm going to leave it at that. But does this movie have, and my audience loves when I talk about this, does Soul have in its core elemental central thing in its DNA as audience members to go back over time, days, months, years later, decades later, centuries later, which I like to call, in my personal opinion, and those of you who have been following me for any period of time knows exactly what I'm about to say right now, rewatchability, guys. Does Soul have in its core elements or central DNA rewatchability? Absolutely. 100%, guys. Soul is an absolute masterpiece. It really is a film that you're going to go back and rewatch years, months, days later because it is so powerful, it's uplifting, it's edifying. It's a brilliant film, guys. Seriously. Soul is a movie that the whole family can watch as often as possible. Seriously. It doesn't have any of those sing-a-song-along elements to it, but the story behind it is beautiful. It's amazing. It's so powerful. It's so uplifting, and it really, really stands the test of time in film. And realistically, guys, seriously, I am actually sad and just really like, more I think about it, I'm like, it sucks that this didn't get a cinematic release. It really does, because this deserves it. It really does. But I hope you have Disney Plus. I hope you get a chance to watch this film. And for anyone who has been following my channel for any period of time at all, you guys know what time it is in my movie reviews. I like to end my movie reviews with trivia, because in my personal opinion, trivia is like icing on a cake. And seriously, who doesn't love cake? Man, I love cake. Guys, so it's trivia time. This is Pixar's 23rd feature film. Next piece of trivia is, guys, so this is Pixar's first full feature-length film that does not have a voice by John Picciolaccia. I don't even know how to pronounce that last name. That's a big last name, but he's not in this one. Next piece of trivia is, guys, this one is different, guys, but I actually didn't tell you about this in the start of the review, but this movie actually has a post-credit scene. So continue watching the film as you go into it. That's an interesting piece of trivia for you guys. Next piece of trivia is, guys. And guys, this is the final piece of trivia, and I will leave you with this. I really appreciate you sticking around. Thank you so much for being here. So the broccoli pizza from the movie Inside Out 2015 is actually in the pizza scene when they steal the pizza from the shop. That is a very, very interesting piece of trivia. Guys, I appreciate you being here. Have you had the opportunity, chance to see Soul? Seriously, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your feedback. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate your time. Seriously, thanks for being here. And don't forget who's bringing this movie review for Soul 2020 Christmas Day. Guys, I appreciate your time. This is Superman Steve, loving you guys always and appreciating your time. Flying out!